Hey everyone, how's it going? So what I thought I'd do for a change is I know that people like my training videos, and some people find my commentary helpful as well. So I'm combining the two, and basically I'm going to go through one of the sets that I did today, just to show you how I train when I'm training legs. I'll start running through this because there's a bit of dead space in the beginning because I start with an ISO hold. So there's 45 seconds to talk through there. So anyways, here we go. Right. So um, basically, as I just mentioned, I start out with a 45-second ISO hold here where I'm just basically doing a wall sit, holding the isometric contraction. This is just to get things starting to fire, and sort of pre-exhaust a little bit before heading into the main part. After this, we're going to transfer into doing some leg press. And then following that, I do some squats on the wedges that you can see in the bottom left part of the screen here. Yeah, so it's a pretty nasty set. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of share this and show sort of the things that I'm thinking about. At this point, actually, I'm pretty good with wall sits. Like I could sit there for quite a long time, like many minutes, most likely. So that's not too taxing for me. But when I stand up, I do notice that there's a pump in my legs, and it does feel like the quads are engaged. So then coming into the leg press, as you can see, I'm keeping my feet very low on the platform and trying to come in as much as possible. So trying to come all the way down. We are not doing the 3-inch leg press things. That's the whole reason why I'm trying to get down here. And that's why I'm using only 3 25-kilo plates aside. And I'm not loading it up with, 10 or whatever ridiculous amount that people that do the 3-inch leg presses do. But yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to get all the way down, and then stop a little bit in the bottom before firing back out. And to be honest with you, I am trying to not lock out at the top. I'm not locking out at the top, but I'm pretty freaking close, to be honest. And if I wanted to push a little harder, I guess maybe I wouldn't go quite as straight on the legs there at the top. So yeah, very painful here as we're starting to get into the last few reps. I remember John Meadows always used to say that quads are a muscle that really like to be stretched before, in order to grow. So that's the whole reason for taking the leg press as low as we possibly can, is to get that sort of maximal stretch in the quadriceps when we're down at the bottom. Yeah, and as you can see, this is a pretty high rep set. I forgot how many it was. Sorry. I don't know if y'all want to go through and count it for me after, but then anyways, right after those are done, then I jump on these little wedges here. And as you can see, I go all the way down and all the way up just with bodyweight squats, lose my balance on occasion too, as you can see there in that first rep. The point of this really is like I'm already fried, right? Because I've trained to failure on the leg press, and now this is just kind of added torture. The wedges allow me to drop a lot deeper than I usually could, so that's why I've got those on. And as you can see, I'm going straight hamstrings all the way down to the calves to get that maximal stretch again, as I'm talking about. It doesn't necessarily, it's not tremendously taxing this part, but when you start to get down to the last few reps, it does really, really hurt, and it does really test you. I think later you'll see, but like I almost didn't get back up. There was one rep where I remember I got down to the bottom, and then I was just like, oh shit, I might not get back up here. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, yeah. But I did eventually make it up there. And so that's what one of my sets of training legs looked like. The workout that I did, I started out with like hip abduction, so going outwards. Started with the hip abduction movement in the style that I posted in one of my Instagram stories, or actually, no, it was an Instagram post. So yeah, one of my Instagram posts, I posted this um, hip abduction exercise that I do, where I start dropping down into them and then I hold down to the bottom and finish the set in the sort of horizontal plane. And then after that, I go directly into lunges. So that's kind of my first set. I do 3 or 4 sets of that, depending on how I feel, and depending how quickly I get up to a working weight. Then following that, I do laying leg curls supersetted with leg extensions. So we're doing the antagonist muscles here. Um, starting out with the leg curls. The types of things that I'm trying to think about when I'm doing my leg curls is to try to keep my feet as loose as possible, so that the tension is entirely on the hamstring. Because if you tense up through your feet and your legs, then a lot of times you can start bringing calves and stuff into the exercise, and that's not something that we want to do. Um, yeah, no jokes about my calves, please. I know they suck, but yeah, I'm trying to train my hamstrings on the lying leg curl, not my calves. That's the whole reason why I do it. And then on the leg extensions, I had posted up. I think that one was a story where basically I'm trying to roll my quads inwards at the same time that I'm extending. So it's kind of like this kind of movement. And the reason why I'm doing that is because that keeps constant tension across the vastus lateralis, which is the big quad sweep one on the outside. And yeah, that's just a great superset. That. Then I'll move into the set that I just did here. And then now, because I'm trying to focus a little bit more on my hamstrings and my glutes, I actually move into more sort of glute specific work for my last set of two exercises, which is reverse like RDLs, reverse deadlifts. And then also those are superset into like 45-degree extension, 45-degree hip extensions, right? And I make sure that I've got the pad on the hip machine nice and low, down below where my hip socket is, so that all of the tension is on my glutes and not on my lower back. Anyway, yeah, so all of those, do 3 or 4 sets of all of them, and try to take them pretty close to failure. It's always about challenging yourself and trying to push yourself to do more than you did last time, while maintaining the same form. That's the key thing. And yeah, that's basically the nuts and bolts of what that exercise looks like. I know that that isn't a combination that I've seen a lot of other people doing before, so I thought that I would just throw that up there and see if you guys are interested in that. And hopefully, you find it helpful. And I don't know, try it out your next leg day. Cheers.